And we live in Studio A this afternoon. We are so happy to have Matisyahu back. Hi there. Welcome back.
Hi, Maggie. It's great to be back.
Great to be back. We've got a full house this afternoon, but still not completely set up like tonight. Or do we have most of the drums?
We're stripped back a little, but we got the full band here.
But yeah, pretty happy about this. And it's been too long, 5 years since you were here with Common King. So we're going to do some catching up and see about the new music and what's going to go down tonight over at the A&R Music Bar. We'll have some tickets to give away during each song, after each song that they play for us today. Well, I guess let's get warmed up with a song. And tell us about this first one. Is this a new one that we're going to hear?
Yeah, this one just came out Friday. It's called Rage. I wrote this group of songs about 2 years ago in a collaboration with a group called Songwriting Club. And so I got to write with a lot of different people, a lot of different artists that I never worked with or that I don't know. And the artist that helped me with this one, his name is Sir Charles Coffey. He's from Mississippi.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's hear it. It's Rage by Matisyahu, live from Studio A.
Found my flame, it's sparking. Fire one rage, it's all in time. Sun gon' shine when I rise in the morning. Raise my eye to a sky alight. Thank God I'm alive. Thank God I'm alive. I don't stress the cause. Many days I was focused. Many days I was lost. A lot of my life was searching. Follow my heart, it's burning. Never know what may come in a moment. Settle yourself from hurting. And don't worry, it's alright. All that pain is all in the mind. When I get weak, I crawl. Found my pace, it's all on the line. I fall sometimes. I fall sometimes. I fall sometimes. I get back up and I rage. Fire shine. I know it's still grind right. Ain't no reason to be the light. Can you feel the heat come closer? All the way, all the way. Anyone can see this fire's growing larger. It's harder to keep inside or reignite when the wind get high. How can I follow what I believe inside? This flame won't die. Ooh, I can run from the light. How does the fire spreading in wild I rage? I can't run from the light. Burn up the lighter, follow the fire to find my pace. When I get weak, spark up the light, I don't think too deep now. When I get weak, follow my light and my victory, don't worry. I fall sometimes, I fall sometimes. I get back up and I rage. Fire shine. I know it still go bright. Ain't no reason to be the light. Whoa.
Is Rage from Matisyahu joining us live from Studio A, one of the 3 new songs that are out there now. And that one you mentioned, written through a workshop that you did. Where was the workshop? Or
It's not a workshop per se, but it's like it's like they have a group, like an arsenal of producers, engineers, writers, all that kind of stuff, and they put you in sessions with different people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you find this? Did someone reach out to you about joining?
Yeah. It came through an old manager.
Okay. And where was it?
This was in a lot of the sessions were in New York in my house, and then we did some sessions in LA. I did one session like for Shadows of My Heart in Seattle.
Okay. Oh, recording the songs, you mean, or
Yeah, like
creating them from
we
the beginning?
create and record at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So tonight's a show over at the A&R Music Bar and Electric Kiff.
Yep.
And Aaron Dugan will start things off. Doors are at 7 o'clock. And showtime with Electric Kiff and Aaron Dugan, I'm guessing right around 7:30. And
Yeah, Electric Kiff is the opening band, and they're also my backing band.
Okay.
And Aaron Dugan doesn't play with Electric Kiff, but he's my guitar player that we've been playing together probably
so many layers.
20 years since the last time I was here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, we're right on par every 5 years, I guess, right?
Yeah.
To teaming up again.
Yeah,
But
that's right. It's been every 5 years.
But we are so happy to have you back, and well, tell us about where it all started. I know. Well, we were talking briefly a couple days ago about the session, and you were out west at the Hollywood Bowl and saw Fish. And tell us about that experience and where you first fell in love with Fish. I know you're, as you told me.
It was great. It was awesome. I love going to Fish concerts because they're big improvisers, and I love their songs and the vibe and the whole thing. So it was a good time. It's nice to have like a moment where you just go to a concert as a concert goer when your life is like wrapped up in the business of shows and stuff. And it's so nice to just like get away from everything, but go to an actual show and not be like thinking about, all the different technicalities of the show and just enjoying music. And that does bring me back to like the original place of being like in love with music, falling in love with music, because in the early stages when you first discover music or discover a band and your love is like totally pure for it. And then after 25 years of making a living doing music, the relationship becomes like way more complex and complicated. And so to go to a Fish show for me just like puts me back in touch with that original spirit of like being a free teenager and being like, I love this band.
And Grateful Dead and that sort of thing is what caught your attention early on. And of course, you've discovered tons of stuff since then in the reggae music, Bob Marley. And, well, how often do you get to take a break like that and see a show or a band?
Well, lately I've been going to see a lot of Fish shows because my wife is into Fish now, too. So we went to Mexico to see Fish for like 4 days.
Fun.
Or 5 days or something. And then we just went to LA and we go to New Year's. We're going to probably go to some Fish shows this summer, Esty. Yeah.
We've got an extra special guest this afternoon.
Some summer tour. Fish
Esty,
summer tour.
How old are you?
5 years old.
5. Woo! You're going to be driving soon.
She was very serious about that answer.
Matisyahu.
She stayed up for the whole show last night.
All right.
Yep.
Whew. He's got a little clipboard making some artwork over there. We are live in Studio A with Matisyahu and his band, and tonight's the show at the A&R Music Bar. And the number to call for tickets, 614-821-9223. And growing up outside of New York City, whereabouts?
White Plains, New York, in Westchester County.
And do you remember the first song how you started writing in the first place?
I didn't know how to play an instrument, and I tried to learn how to play instruments, but just didn't have the ability to do that or whatever. And so when I first started like making music was through beatboxing, and a friend of mine taught me how to do it, and I took to it very quickly. And in my circles, it was like needed. A beatboxer was needed. There was a lot of rappers, a lot of freestylers, and no one that really knew how to do the beat. And I learned how to right away do the bass line with it. So it was a combination of the drums, but also the melody and stuff. And none of the other beatboxers were adding melody to their beats. So the rappers all were like doing way better when I was beatboxing, and then I would like know to cut out and come back in and stuff like that. So I started like experimenting, exploring music through beatboxing. Really, I would say.
So cool. And what I mean, 20, 25 years now that you've been at it, right? And
Yeah.
what's the biggest difference from when you recorded your first album? Of course, you've grown so much with doing everything, performing, and but a lot happened for you in those early years. So
Yeah.
and recording then and now. Do you look
Recording the
for-
first album.
and
and now?
doing recording besides technology.
I think I think at the beginning we had recorded live at Stubbs, and we did a live show, and that record was like really exploding and doing really well. And the record company sort of were in a rush to get the studio album recorded. So we recorded that album in between touring on different continents and stuff. And I think I was in such a whirlwind of everything, like blowing up and doing interviews and all kinds of stuff, that my input and my like I was a part of it, but not to the degree that I am now in terms of what I'm looking for when I'm making a record.
Did that sudden fame put pressure on you for everything after?
Well, I put a lot of pressure on myself, already leading up to that. I had been in yeshiva for 2 years and just like studying all day. And so I was like I wanted to do everything to the best of my capability, especially at that point.
Well, we love what you do, and we're so happy to have Matisyahu back in the studio. We'll have more tickets to give away, 2 more songs coming up, and tonight's a show at the A&R Music Bar, and doors are at 7 o'clock. Electric Kiff, Aaron Dugan, Matisyahu.
Yeah.
Tell us about this next one that you're going to do.
Okay, this next song is called Shadows of My Heart. Mm-hmm. This is another new song. This one also recorded in that same chunk of time. And all these records I'm releasing now, I released like 5 of them in an EP called Hold the Fire last year. And I have like 15 more of them. I've released 3 of them that we're doing now. And then I'm releasing the next group in an album like this summer. So awesome. Yeah, it's good. It's great. I'm excited to have all these songs out.
Yeah. They sound great, and we love getting our own little CBE version of them this afternoon. And we're also live on Facebook and YouTube. You can not only listen, but you can see it live as well. All right, here we go. Matisyahu live from Studio A.
They say 1 for the money, 2 for the show. We to get ready when my foot is on the floor. Open up the door, smoke rising only pure. And I dive inside to find a feeling. Rely on ancient stream. It's my breathing, air is leaving. Shake off and arise. Keep believing. Tell me, do you hear when I call your name? Tell me, are you here? Is it all the same? Warm rain, moon, wane, drip, drop on the window pane, staring into the silence as it moves away, away. Is easy in the morning, singing with the birds in the yard. The sunlight right before me, shooting up the shadows of my heart, singing like oh, 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 rain upon my face. Oh, sunlight like rain upon my face. Tick-tock as this seems to stop. The sun drops down below the mountaintop. Crops grow in the shade as the light fades. Shepherd lost his flock. Leave me with your Roads build the road is on the heart. So run up trail, might pull it all apart. Just gravel as I travel down the path of a broken heart, until the breeze comes in like a pool shark. A cool cat paint splatter on the canvas goes Pop-Tart. Hot art, smart like the instincts of a meadowlark. I sing my song in flight. If I get my mind right, I might make it home tonight. Close my eyes, go inside into darkness to find my angel of light. A star burns bright. Do you hear when I call your name? Are you here? Is it all the same? Warm rain, moon waves, drip drop on a window pane, staring into the silence as it fades away, away, away. Life's easy in the morning. Got the sunlight right before me, singing like oh, singing like oh. Easy in the morning, 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 morning. Easy in the morning, morning. Lifting up the shadows of my heart. Shadows of my life is easy in the morning, singing with the birds in the yard. Sunlight right before me, lifting up the shadows of my heart, singing like oh, sunlight like rain upon my face. Oh.
It is Matisyahu live from Studio A, and lucky caller number 5 wins a pair of tickets this round, 614-821-9223. That's 821 WCBE. Another new song, Shadows of My Heart, is out in the world now. And tonight's the show with Electric Kiff, and doors are at 7 o'clock. And hearing some great new music. And I guess let's talk about the Old Testament and how a lot of your music stems from that, and how you realize that a lot of Rastafari music is in that same realm.
Yeah. I guess I like to use the Jewish themes and symbology because it's connected to my spirituality and what I feel, you know. Yeah. And so like a song like that, like Shadows of My Heart, I just use like the Shema, like, but I kind of flip it because like when you say the main like phrase in Judaism, the main prayer is Shema Yisrael, hear O Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, the Lord is our God, Adonai Echad, the Lord is one. And then but here I just say Shema Adonai, so I'd say like listen God, like not listen to Israel, but like listen God. And the lyric is, do you hear when I call? Okay. So it's like a little bit of a flip on it, but it's an idea. But it takes the relationship of God and makes it like which is a very Jewish idea in some forms of Judaism, to just kind of like make it real. You know what I mean? Just kind of make it like an actual relationship. Like you could yell at God, like, "Are you listening to me? You know, do you hear when I call?" You know, like even if you're not getting a response, you still act like like I talk to my dogs like as if they can understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And people probably hear me, they're like, "That dog doesn't get you," but it makes me feel better.
Right. And then, you just spent time.
Sorry to compare God to dogs, but I guess
see what you're saying. I think we all understand.
Maybe God is a dog, spelled backwards, right?
What?
The old flipsy flopsy.
We are live in Studio A on Facebook and YouTube as well, and so happy to have Matisyahu back. And it was, I guess, a little over a year ago now, your latest trip to Israel. And tell us about that. It was for a great cause.
Yeah, that was a powerful trip because it was after October 7th, and wanted to go and see the Nova site where the festival was. I felt that was important, especially like the fact that, you know, I grew up going to Fish concerts and festivals and playing at festivals, and the tragedy that occurred there is just like beyond words. And I just felt like I wanted to see it, to see the place where it happened. And so, yeah, that was a very powerful experience there. And speaking to the families of the hostages and being in Israel during that time period was super impactful. And it had a big impact on me when I came back from Israel in terms of just emotionally and like my purpose, what I felt, you know. And
that album, Hold the Fire, kind of came out of that latest experience over there, yes? Yeah. I mean, it was released then, but it actually was written prior to that with these same songs. They were all written 2 years ago. Okay. Yeah. And tell us about, I think you were 16 your first time when you went over there? Yeah, I went to Israel when I was 16, and again, like it impacted me because in America, there are Jews scattered throughout, you know, but you're used to sort of like a certain type of Jew. And in Israel, it's just everybody, you know. So that experience of being surrounded by Jews is something that you're not used to if you're, growing up outside of Israel. It's just, you know, there might be like a kid in your class who's Jewish, you know, or something like that. Unless you grew up in a religious, you know, enclave or whatever, but most Jews in America. So to go to Israel is always impactful because it's just like, there's just this feeling that you just feel like you're home, like you're surrounded by family, and you'll be like cursing at the taxi driver, and you'll be like yelling at each other, and then he'll be like, "Come have some falafel," you know what I mean? It's an anomaly. It's an interesting place because Israel was started, you know, goes all the way back to biblical times, but really like the nation of Israel is like post the Holocaust. And so it's made from survivors. It's made from like people, you know, like that survived like this incredible tragedies, all types, not just the Holocaust, but throughout. And then had this incredible vision and this dream of like returning to Israel and starting like their own country with their own defense force so they could protect themselves so that this kind of thing could never happen. So it took a certain amount of balls to go to the Middle East, you know, and put yourself in a country the size of Rhode Island after having survived, you know, what they had survived. And then the mix between Ashkenazi Jews and Sephardic Jews, you know, that's like Jews from North Africa and from Spain and their culture. And all of that in this like little place the size of Rhode Island. Wow. It's just it's a wild place. It's like nowhere else in the world. Yeah. And so you mentioned spirituality earlier. When did you find it? It was in your later teens. I think you did ecstasy for the first time, or mushrooms, or one of those. It might have been a candy flip. It could have been a circus flip. It might have been both at the same time. Sorry, what was the question? Doing ecstasy for the first time. What did you see? I thought there was something about that first time. Of tripping? Yeah. My first trip was on LSD, and it was in Worcester, Massachusetts, at the Centrum, seeing Fish. And that was just like out of just unbelievable experience because when the first time you've taken psychedelics, it's just like you can't explain it to anybody. It's like I'm not talking if you like microdose. If you take like a healthy dose of LSD, and then you're in that environment where the music of improvisational music,
And also the lights are not typical in the sense that you're not watching the band on stage in the darkness, but you are like a part. The lights are being shined in the arena so that you're a part of the experience. And it made me feel this feeling of total like harmony and like unity, like oneness, I felt I'm connected to everyone in here, and I'm connected to everything. You could feel the molecules all interchanging with each other, and the connectedness of it. So that was a like very spiritual experience for me that I always tried to get back to that, to find that place again.
I guess I was going towards that kind of led you in the path of the music you do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think having that experience felt like being kind of like a fish out of water for most of my life, and then like being at fish felt like I was in the fish bowl, like I was a fish in water, like all of a sudden I was like, oh, this is where I feel good in music, in this space, I don't know if I can take acid every day, but I tried.
It is Matisyahu. It's a pleasure to have you back, and thank you so much for what you do and all that you're about, and sharing your music and your stories with us again today here at WCBE. Thank you all as well for being here. And we've got one last song, and it is going to be?
This one's called Basi Lagani.
And tell us about the history there.
This song is it means enter my garden, enter the garden, and it's basically it's a Torah teaching, like a writing that was written by they call him the previous Rebbe. There's the Frierdiker Rebbe from Russia, before the Lubavitcher Rebbe became. He passed away, and then and he had given, anyway, this is a lot of details, but like he basically
nice little history lesson.
He basically gave the speech, and after he passed away, it was followed up by the next Rebbe gave the speech, but added on his own elements to it, and then the next. So, and it's on a certain day, Yud Shvat. So I recorded this song on that day. I wanted to write a song based on those ideas, and also my son Judah is born on that day as well, Yud Shvat. So.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again, and we'll do our final giveaway after this song. It's Basi Lagani, right? Yeah. All right. Matisyahu live from Studio A.
My garden, my sister, my bride. Been a long time coming. You've been out all night. Won't you rise in the morning? Shine your light, shine your light. Kohanim Lavia, make your offering. When you dance and sing, reveal yourself to me like knowledge from the tree. Won't you build for me a sanctuary, a place for us to be? Come down low, all the way to me. Desire a mantra, but Sitra Akra. A cedar yet cedar, but here at Silas. Come back now, come back, it's a must. And if I stay, and if I go, when you look back and you move onto the road, listen to these words, let me guide you on your way. Just wanna be the oars in the boat along your way. Lifting me up, yeah. Lifting me up, lifting me up, lifting me up, yo. Whoa. Action, action, law of attraction. Who got my back when I'm all unpacked and I got no traction? Please take me back, so take me back to when before the contraction.